Hey everyone, I am Igor Alcantara. I'm trying this new presentation mode here. And this is the first of a multi-video series where I will discuss Multi-Armed Bandits in a simplified way and how to apply it in Click. Why do we use it and how to do it in Click. So this is the first video. It's very important for you to understand. So let me change my visualization here. You don't need my face. So let's talk about what is Multi-Armed Bandits Simplified. But before I begin, I'd like to ask you to subscribe to the Data Voyagers YouTube channel where you're watching this right now, and also bookmark our blog because we also put some text. So some of our content are not in a video format. So go to datavoyagers.net and make sure to read what we are posting and bookmark our page. So let's get started. What is the Multi-Armed Bandit? So let's start with a simple explanation. And this is the example that people usually give when explaining this because that's the source of the name of this concept. So imagine you are in a casino. So there's all of those slots machines, and the slots machines they have like the arm that you use it to start the betting process. So that arm we call those machines like a one-armed bandit. So, and we know that not all slot machines they are the same. Some slot machines you have a better chance of winning. Some other slot machines they have a worse chance of winning. And if you've been to a casino before, you've seen that, sometimes there's a slot machine, they're actually giving too much money. So they kind of shut down the machine for, they call it air quote maintenance, but we know why they did it. So, and also it can change over time. So a certain machine, they may not pay as well, but then eventually it started paying more. And don't worry, if you think we're doing something that you only use in casinos, this is just an explanation, but there are multiple applications of this. So the objective at the end of the day is to maximize your winnings. And the thing is, you have to figure out which machines to play and how often you play the machines. And you don't know before you start betting which machines pay better. So you need to do a little exploration. That's actually the correct term. So now that we understand what is a multi-armed bandit, let's understand another concept that is very, very important, not only to this, but to science overall, and to understand how our brain, human brain, makes decision. So that's the explore versus exploit trade-off. So let's think about in a restaurant. So you want to find like a restaurant to order out or to go to have a nice dinner. And basically you have two possibilities. You go to a restaurant that you already know and you like, or you try this new fancy restaurant. So what is the best option? Well, it depends. So the exploration is when you try something new and then you gather the data. Like the restaurant. You try a new restaurant or you try 3, 4, 5 new restaurants. Let me give you another example. You're trying to find a house to buy and you're buying a house, so it's a long-term commitment. So you want to find the best house. So exploration is when you go to different houses and you visit the house, you see the area, the school district, the pricing and everything. That's the exploration. All right? But you can explore forever. At some point, you have to make a decision. And that's the tricky part. That's the tricky part. Now, in our example of the casino, the exploration is trying different slot machines. Great. The purpose of this is basically exploring in order to find what is your best possibility. Now, the exploitation is the opposite of that. it's going to the restaurant that you already know you like, or going to the slot machine that you already know it's paying more money, that you have higher chances of winning. So that's like low risk, but eventually low reward as well. So in the example of the houses, it's like, well, I like this house, I'm gonna buy it. I'm not gonna keep exploring and trying to find other houses. But I said this is an explore versus exploit trade-off. Where is the trade-off? So if you do too much exploration, you're wasting time and you're never making a decision. So your rewarding will be less. Because in the case of that slot machine, it's not free to explore. Every time you bet, you're spending money. So if you just keep exploring, you're spending money in all different machines. So your earnings at the end of the day are not going to be great, if any. Now, if you do too much exploitation, there's a less risk. Meaning, well, I know this is paying better, so that's my best chance. I'm going to do it. However, you might be losing some good opportunities. In the example of the restaurant, I'm always going to that restaurant that I like. Maybe there's some amazing restaurant that I like even better in the area. And I will never know because I'm not doing much exploration. The same applies to music. Oh, I'm just gonna listen to all of the music, all of the bands that I already like, instead of exploring other possibilities. And that's applied for many, many different scenarios. Think about, for example, I have a marketing budget. This is a more real scenario. I have a marketing budget and I have different types of campaigns. And I tried, should I try different types of campaigns and always improving, but never actually committing to a final version of a marketing campaign? Or should I take this? Oh, I used this last year. It was great. Let me use it again. Well, maybe you're wasting an opportunity to do something different that you have even a better result. So that's the trade-off. You don't want too much exploration and you don't want too much exploitation. Now, last example I promise is the apartment one. So if you do too much exploration, you're exploring. That means, let's say you find like an amazing apartment 2 weeks ago, but you haven't committed because I said, well, maybe I'll find a better apartment, and you keep searching, and you keep searching, and you keep searching, and you keep searching, but that apartment is still the best apartment. Then eventually, after 2 weeks, you said, okay, that's enough exploration. Let's sign the contract. Let's buy that house, and you come back, and the house is no longer available. I missed a great opportunity. If you're doing too much exploitation, let's say you found a house and you just buy it. I'm done exploring because I liked it. Then it means, well, maybe there's a better house with a better price. And if you just give a little bit more time, you will find it. So the key here is to balance exploration and exploitation. Now, how do we do it? There are many strategies. Now, how do we do it? There are a lot of different strategies. I'm gonna show you 3 simple ones that are the most common ones. So the most basic is a random selection. So we have different machines or different marketing campaigns, different apartments, different restaurants, whatever it is. You just choose randomly. Hey, honey, what restaurant are we gonna eat tonight? You wanna go to that one that we like? You wanna explore a new one? No, just I throw a dice, and whatever number will pick the order, whatever, we'll just let luck to decide. That's the random selection. It's very simple to implement. It's just randomization. However, it's inefficient because you don't utilize knowledge. You don't utilize information that you gather. You don't utilize data. You just live in luck to decide. So maybe not the best option. What else we have available? There are other strategies. Yes, there are other more advanced strategies. So for example, the greedy approach. Greedy approach is like, oh, I'm gonna have more exploitation than exploration. So I found a machine that I do like a first round of test, and then I found a machine that had the highest reward. Let's say I have 3 machines, and I decided to play 10 times each machine. So I play 10 times in the first one, 10 times the second one, 10 times the third one. And then I thought, well, the second one is the best one, gives me most reward. So then I done exploring and I'm just exploit. That's the greedy approach. So you get immediate reward faster. So for marketing campaigns, for example, when you have like a short-term campaign, and you're trying to run like different layouts of the site, different tags for your campaign, whatever, that's pretty good. But the advantage is that you don't explore other possibilities, like machines in this case. So that specific machine might change the reward over time, like might drop the reward on the marketing campaign. Might be very efficient at the beginning, but then it drops because, I don't know, people saw it already, and then they saw it multiple times. They get like annoyed, or it's a different day of the week. I don't know, something happened, and then it's not as good as before. But then you keep betting on that. Let's say, team that used to be great. Now, the third option is the more complex one. That's my favorite one. Is the epsilon greedy algorithm. What is the epsilon? The epsilon is a probability calculation. So you do not only one exploration or exploitation, you do a little bit of both. Most of the time you should do an exploitation, just like the greedy one. Most of the time you go into that machine or marketing campaign or whatever it is that pays the best, that has the best results, and you just spend most of your time or money on that. However, you keep exploring on the site, so occasionally there is a small probability, which is the epsilon. You pick a machine at random, or you pick a different marketing campaign. So you have like this little banner or whatever marketing that's showing to people. Most of the time you're showing the one that has the best reward, but once in a while you show another one at random, and then you gather the data because things might change. If it changed, then you start exploiting a different marketing campaign, a different machine, etc. So it is a balance strategy. So allows that the discovery of new information, the learn of new knowledge might change your strategy. So that is pretty good strategy. Now, why do we need this? Some real world applications. For example, online advertisement is the example that I gave. So I'm creating different marketing campaigns, which one works best, then I can try multiple and use one of these strategies to get the best reward possible. Or I can do A/B testing. What is like versions of web page that works better, or any other type of A/B testing. And clinical trials. What is the best treatment that I can allocate this patient? Well, maybe there is that treatment that we using for 50 years, and we know it's not perfect, but it works. Is the best we have so far. So let's just allocate patients to that. Oh, maybe there's this new promising treatment. Well, but maybe there's risk in that. So how do we do it? There's another example of multi-armed bandit. Okay, so these are some applications, but not only this, there are multiple applications. So in a nutshell, some of the key takeaways I want you to bring back home is the multi-armed bandit problems. They help you in making decisions when you don't have all the information, under uncertainty. And it is interesting because you learn and adapt over time, depending on the strategy you choose. So it uses this concept of explore versus exploit trade-off. So that's the idea that you need to balance between trying new things or using something that you already know that works. And by the way, this is written in the source code of our brain. We, not only humans, they did the same kind of experiment in mice, in other primates, and it is exactly the same. Think about mice. You train them to explore some path in a maze, and then they get a reward at the end. As if they're younger, they're more likely, once in a while, try a different path just to see if there's a better reward at the end of the rainbow or at the end of the maze. As they get older, they're less likely to explore, they're more likely to exploit. We are the same. As we reach certain age, we're less likely to explore new types of food, or movies, or music, etc. We just go to what we already know and that we already like. And there's a time component associated to that, why we make the decision. When you're younger, explore has a great advantage, because if you find something that you like, then you have many years to exploit that. When you get older, you don't have much time left, let's be honest. So the exploration has a higher price, because then when you find something better, then there's not much time left to exploit it. So better exploit what you already know. So this is why this concept is so important. That's a key part how we make decisions. And we can use this in our business, in our work as analysts and data professionals, to improve reward in many, many situations. I hope you enjoy. This is just the first video on this series. Just a little bit of theory. Then we'll have another video where we'll explore the script, how we can make this in Click, exploring one of these strategies. And we'll have another video where we explore some of the visualizations we can apply. I hope you enjoy it. See you next time. Goodbye.